Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 of movies that you can watch this December on Netflix US. So normally I do this for the UK channels, but I've been asked to do it for US viewers as well who may want to have suggestions to watch on Netflix. And man, you guys have got it good. There are some big movies on there. On this list, it's all sort of movies I really like, favourites of mine, and one of them is even on my top 10 movies of all time, but I'll talk about that when I get to it. And there is a big Christmas movie on this. One of my favourites, if not my favourite Christmas movie of all times, is on this list at some point. So let's just get started with number 10, Dope. Life changes for Malcolm, a geek who's living a tough life in a tough neighbourhood, after a chance invitation to an underground party leads him and his friends on a Los Angeles adventure. This is a movie that may have slipped you by, and if it has, it's time to rectify that because this movie is absolutely fantastic. It is irresistibly fun with a great story and a great trio of lead characters. Dope is one of those movies that just puts a huge smile on your face as you're watching it. It looks great, the characters are great, you just enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, you need to check this thing out. Number 9 is Lucky Number 11, one of my favourite movies and one that I've loved since I saw it in the cinema. A case of mistaken identity leads Slevin into the middle of a gang warfare between two rival bosses over supremacy within this city. Morgan Freeman and Ben Kingsley are the two mob bosses. Josh Hartnett is Slevin, Bruce Willis is a mysterious assassin, and Lucy Liu is the nosy neighbour who accidentally gets riled up in all of Slevin's misfortune. Not just because it's got a Scottish director. I love this movie because it is endlessly watchable. I love the mystery at heart. Even though I know the story, every time I put it on, I can't wait till it gets to its conclusion and shows me everything that I'm supposedly have missed, even though I knew it was there because I've seen it countless times. I love the performances. I love the light-hearted nature. I just think that this movie works and works in such a great sense. Not a lot of people talk about it. Like I said, it's one of my favourite movies. It's fantastic. Number 8 is Goosebumps. A teenager teams up with the daughter of R.L. Stine to stop a horde of his monsters that came alive and are running amok amongst this town. I never saw the TV show, so I have no frame of reference as to how it pairs up with that. All I know is this was a great family adventure movie with a slight bit of scares if you've got older children. I had a lot of fun with it. Kind of forgettable, but still fun in the meantime and an interesting story. Number 7 is The Usual Suspects. The sole survivor of twisty events leading up to this massive brutal shootout on a boat tells his tale to DEA agent. Now this is one of my favourite movies of all time, in my top 5 of movies. I find that every scene is not perfect and the whole tale itself just captures me every time I watch it. I think it's immense in almost every way. It is a true master. Every single scene is there for a reason and it all comes together in this glorious climax. I just want to rewatch it and catch all the little things that I may have missed. Great movie, fantastic flick, an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. Number 6 is The Princess Bride. While home sick from school, a boy's grandfather reads him the story of The Princess Bride. This is one of these rare movies that gets better the more you watch it. With each additional watch, it is a great family movie, it is a great adventure flick, and it is full of really likeable characters and some terrific lines that you will repeat the rest of your life. They're just great. If you haven't seen this, come on, you really need to check out this. Number 5 on my list is The Rock. A mild-mannered chemist and an ex-con must lead a counter-strike on Alcatraz when a rogue troop of army men take hold of it and threaten San Francisco with a chemical weapon. This movie stars Nicolas Cage as the chemist, Sean Connery as the ex-con, and Ed Harris as the general of the army troop that takes over Alcatraz. And you've got to wonder why nobody thought of doing this before. It's such a great setting and it's filled with these really good action set pieces. The couple of lead characters have a really good chemistry as well, and Michael Bay just fills us with Bayisms before they became Bayisms. This is a great action movie and one that I wholeheartedly can recommend. Number 4 is Zootopia. In a city of anthropomorphic animals, a rookie bunny cop and a cynical con artist fox must work together to uncover a conspiracy. One of the best things about this movie is the world that it's built. It's really rich and it brings all these themes together of interaction between people and races, but set within sort of animal kingdom. It's really good. It brings up those discussions, which is unusual for a Disney movie. You top that off with some fantastic characters that you just like and a story that you just want to get to the heart of the mystery of. This is a great family flick as well. At number 3 is Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox. The Flash finds himself in a worn-torn alternate dimension and teams up with alternate versions of his hero friends to help right the wrongs and get himself back to his own timeline. Some of these DC animated movies are actually really, really good, and this is my favourite of the bunch. It's a little bit like It's a Wonderful Life, and it takes this character and shows him what things would be like if he wasn't there to do the job that he does. But it really layers up with some fantastic characters, a really good enriching story that draws you in, and even though it's animated, even though it's superhero, the story behind it packs a hell of a punch, and it's a great tale to be told and seen. And at only 70 odd minutes, it's a really quick watch, a really fun one, and one I really do recommend you check out. Number 2 is The Big Short. 4 denizens of the financial world predict the housing bubble collapse of the mid-2000s, and they bet against the big banks. The more I watch The Big Short, the more I am absolutely positive that this thing will be renowned as a masterpiece in the years to come. Everything about it is terrific, from the performances, the tongue-in-cheek, the talking to the camera, the various storylines. It doesn't feel like it should work. It's got all these various storylines that shouldn't really tally up. It's got flashbacks to things that have happened previously. It has celebrities breaking things down for you on camera. Everything about this seems wrong, but altogether it works oh so well. It is terrific. It is an amazing movie. I love it every single time I watch it. If you've seen it once and you think you know what it's all about, watch it again. You'll get more out of it. It is a terrific film. And number 1, and I had to put a Christmas movie in here as it's a couple of days to Christmas, and it's my favourite Christmas movie I think of all time, and that movie is Scrooged. Bill Murray stars as Frank Cross, the head of a TV company, who has pretty much put that company ahead of his life, much like Ebenezer Scrooge did, and he is visited by 3 ghosts, taught a life lesson, and turns around and becomes a happy person. Spoiler alert, I guess, for a story that's centuries old. I recently did a podcast about this movie with my Brits on Flicks co-host Brian Lomax. You can find that on iTunes Store if you want to give that a listen, but ultimately I think this movie's terrific. I grew up with it as a person who loves TV, loves movies, and spent most of his life watching those kind of things rather than being out actually having a life. I can sympathise a little bit with Frank Cross and the way he has established his life, but all through Bill Murray's performance that really ties the movie together. The man is a genius and a really likeable person in this Scrooge role. If you haven't seen it, check it out. If you have, it's Christmas time, give it another spin. You know you want to. It's fantastic. So thanks for watching my top 10 list of movies that you can watch this December on Netflix US. If you like this video and you want to see more of this, give me the thumbs up, give me a little comment in the box below, just to let me know that this stuff is interesting to you and that you found something that you hadn't seen before, or something that you'd forgotten about that you really wanted to check out. Let me know as well if there's any movies that I should have had on my list, and I will see you next month for another top 10 on Man vs Film.